everyone, welcome to Cooking with Sina. Today we're going to be making some savory crepes that are popular in Southeast Asia. They're known as Banh Xeo in Vietnamese and Banh Xeo in Cambodian, and they're made so many different ways. I've had them with just shrimp inside, I've had them with just ground pork. For me, my personal favorite is shrimp and pork belly, but feel free to use whatever protein that you prefer. Alright, here's everything you need to make the dish. So for my filling, I am using pork belly that's thinly sliced. I got this from my local Asian store. I have some extra large shrimp that is peeled and deveined. I thinly sliced some onions. And then some bean sprouts. For my batter, I have 2 cups of water. This pre-packaged flour that comes with turmeric already. Some green onions. A teaspoon of salt. A teaspoon of sugar, a cup of coconut milk, and a cup of beer. So the reason I use beer is because it helps get the batter crispy, and that's what I want. You can use any beer that you have on hand. Today I'm using Bud Light. Last week I used Stella Artois. I've used Heineken before and they all turned out fine. So feel free to use whatever beer you have on hand.
Alrighty, let's start making the batter. The first thing I'm going to do is throw in the pre-packaged flour and make sure everything comes out. I'm also going to throw in all the turmeric that comes with that pre-packaged flour. I'm making sure that there's none stuck to it because turmeric is what gives it the yellow color. Now I'm adding a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, 2 cups of water, a cup of coconut milk. You can also use coconut cream, and a cup of beer. If you don't have beer, you can use sparkling water or even coconut soda. Now I'm just gonna mix this all the way through and make sure everything is incorporated. Now I'm going to add the green onions to the batter and mix it one more time. After everything's incorporated, what I'm going to do is cover up the batter and put it in the fridge for about 20 to 30 minutes before I use it. Alright, here's a look at my frying station. To the left, I have my oil and all the fillings for the crepe. In the middle, I have an 8-inch frying pan, also with a lid. And then to my right, I have a cooling rack where I place all my Banh Xeo once they're finished. So I have my pan at a medium heat and I let it get warm. And now I am adding some oil. After adding the oil, I'm just gonna move around the pan and make sure the oil gets around. And the first thing I want to add is the pork belly because I like to cook a little longer so it can get crispy. So I put about 3 pork belly pieces in my pan because it is a smaller pan that I'm using. And I'm going to let that cook for a few seconds. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp. These shrimp are really big. They're bigger than your average shrimp. So I'm only adding 3. If I was adding smaller shrimp, I would definitely use more, but you can see that the shrimp takes up half of the crepe. So I'm going to let that cook. And then I'm going to flip over my pork belly and add some onions. Onions is optional. I love onions personally, so I add them. Now I'll just flip over my shrimp and cook the other side. After flipping the shrimp, I'm going to add more oil to the pan. I'm adding more oil before throwing my batter so it can get crispy. I'm moving the oil around the pan, making sure that goes everywhere, and putting a scoop of the batter in. I would say I'm putting about 1/4 of a cup in, just a bit more to make sure it covers the bottom of the pan. I'm going to pick up the pan and move the batter around so it's evenly distributed. Now I'm gonna use a lid and cover it for about 2 minutes. Now I'm going to remove the lid and add some bean sprouts. You can put how much you want. I'm putting a fair amount. And then place the lid back onto the pan and let the bean sprouts cook for a few seconds. Now I'm going to remove the lid once more. And then I'm going to check the edges to see if they're crispy. So it looks like they're not crispy enough for me. So I'm just going to let it cook in there for a few more seconds. Now it should be done. So what I'm going to do is take one side of it and flip it over, just like an omelet. I'm going to pat it down and it looks nice and crispy. It's all done, so you're just going to repeat this process and make some more of the savory crepes. Alright, this is the finished product. I like to serve my crepes with some cucumbers and herbs, and I also made a fish sauce based dipping sauce. Thank you all for watching.